show you my Zapier, and I'm gonna get started right now. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Larry, the robot maker, robot general, and today we're going to talk about Zapier. Again, I say it's Zapier. It doesn't sound like it's happier because the motto is make yourself happier with Zapier. Didn't sound like it would be Zapier, right? And they're called Zaps. Anyways, I'm going to show you what you can do real quickly to, I believe, automate or improve your real estate marketing regarding social media and technology. I'm going to show you a few of my Zaps. I'm going to build a Zap in front of you, and I'm going to also answer any questions that you may have. Of course, you can always ask questions inside the chat or the comments, and I will do my best to reply to them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Let me see how I do this. This always messes up on me. I don't know how I do this whole well, I'm just going to keep it minimized. All right, cool. So let me show you what my Zaps are, okay? Actually, before I do that, let me start from the beginning. When you go to Zapier, okay, it's going to, it looks confusing. Like it's probably different from any website you've ever seen. There's going to be stuff on the left here, right? And these are going to be like your menus. And then right here, they're just recommendations. So there's nothing here that you are required to click or look at, but it's just telling you, you can integrate like your Google Calendar with Trello, if you use Trello, which I do. You can integrate your Facebook with Twitter, right? So basically, what is Zapier? Zapier is an integration tool that creates an action based on triggers. A trigger is, let's just call it a cause, and an action is an effect. So a trigger might be a new Facebook post on your business page. That's a trigger. So what you're telling Zapier is once there's a post on your Facebook page, then it's supposed to do something. So if this, then this, right? So basically it's a reaction to any kind of action that you do create. So if you post again something on your Facebook page, you might make it so that shares to another Facebook page or to a group, or in this case, probably like a Twitter, right? So it's literally just an action based on your actions, right? Or the best way to describe it is it's a task that's created once something happens, right? So for example, probably an integration, and actually not integration, an example of this kind of automation or Zap is something that's already in your platforms and your systems. For example, if someone posts on your Facebook or comments on your Facebook or likes it, you get a notification. That's a trigger and an action, right? The trigger is someone commented on your post, and the action is you get a notification. So that's basically what you create with Zapier. But the cool thing about Zapier is that you can integrate multiple platforms. So it can go from like Facebook to Twitter, Gmail to Google Sheets, Google Sheets to Facebook. I mean, there's all sorts of different things that you can do. So I like to call it the middleman, or the marriage between two different platforms. I use it a lot for CRMs. So I'll have like multiple CRMs, and I know it sounds crazy that I use multiple CRMs, but Zapier makes it so that it's seamless. Like I can't really tell that I'm using multiple CRMs because it does everything for me automatically. Okay, so that's the best way I can describe Zapier and how it works. Now I'm going to show you my Zaps. Okay, so and I'm going to explain to you so it can give you maybe a little bit better picture as to what Zapier does. Okay, so I'm clicking my Zaps. It looks like some people have joined. I'm going to make sure that they are given access, promoted to panelists, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of talk. If I unmute you, that's my bad, right? I'm not trying to do that. Okay, cool. So I have a lot of Zaps. And you gotta ignore some of these. Well, you don't have to ignore it, but just you might not know what these are. But these are real estate agents that I do business with, and I create Zaps for their marketing. Okay, and we might actually crack one of those open just so you can see. All right, so I have Zaps for real estate agents. I have Zaps for myself, right? Referral bots is a different type of Zap. Group page share bot, that's a different type of Zap. Robot real estate army, that's a different type of Zap. So there's a lot of different Zaps I create. YouTube Zaps. Okay, so again, we're not going to get too deep into them, but I'm going to kind of explain to them what they do, and I can actually show you almost visually what it is. Okay, so let's look at a typical let's look at a real estate agent's Zap. Okay, so Cecilia is one of my referral partners. So we set it up so that when we create a lead on Facebook, the lead will actually send out a Gmail saying hello or welcome or whatever it is that you have as an automation, and they'll send it to Line Desk. We don't use Line. Well, I have Line Desk, so I don't use it. But I would actually put Foobots, my CRM here. But basically, I'm telling Zapier that if a Facebook lead comes in, send them an automatic email and then push them into my automated drip campaign in my CRM. Okay. And I'm actually going to open it up so you can kind of see what I mean by that. Okay. So it'll tell you the first thing is going to be the trigger. What happens? So in this case, the trigger is a new lead in Facebook, right? So you actually would set it up. You would, choose the event. You can actually search here. What do you want? What do you want to? Which software or whatever it's using, and then what's the trigger event, and you press continue, and you got to add an account. And then if you add an account, usually would be your account. Then you tell them which page to find the lead and what form, meaning what Facebook asset it's coming from, right? And then you basically get the lead, right? So here's the lead's information, okay? And then you go to Gmail, and Gmail will actually send them whatever it is you want them to send. So I choose the account through Gmail, of course. I guess it's going to make me connected, which is unfortunate because I didn't want to slow down this call. But it's okay. See how easy it is to connect though, right? Not too bad, right? And then you actually can tailor the conversation. Right here is a lead from blah 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 blah, is the information, and thank you for the opportunity to impress you, right? So this is literally an email that I'm sending to the real estate agent, right? So that way, when the lead comes in on Facebook, I don't have to tell the real estate agent that she has a lead. Zapier tells them that they have a lead, right? So that's one Gmail email that sends out, right? And then it doesn't look like it's in here, but in other ones I have it. But I'm gonna just I don't want to tell someone to skip this because it's not live. But there should be another email that actually sends to the agent, or not the agent, the lead, right? Saying hello, welcome, thank you for signing up, or whatever. And then you might probably put your signature, maybe links to whatever you want to post. So this is kind of taking a little time. New content in Line Desk. Again, this is an old one, but basically you would set up like the information, and it usually will tell you. I don't want to do this. Hopefully I can get out of this. This is what I get for using older Zaps, right? But see, actually, I can set up the action. So what it does is it pulls the data from Facebook and puts it into the different fields of Line Desk. So the Line Desk knows that the first thing is going to be this, last thing is going to be this, and you do it by just selecting. Like I can put it here, and it actually lets me select the new lead, and I can select all the options. I can collect whatever data they have. I can put it in there. Okay, so what's happening here, so you understand why Zapier is so awesome, is literally taking the data that you would get from an email notification and typing it in for you so that you don't have to do it, right? So I mean, I know a lot of people might do this where they actually get a lead and they'll call them and they'll email them, they'll text them, and nothing's really happening, and then they'll put that lead into the CRM directly. Like they'll open up their CRM, they'll start typing their information, right? They'll start like typing, name, number, email, maybe they'll put a little bit of notes, whatever, and they press submit. And then, that's their way of marketing. Well, if you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leads a day, every day, it might get tedious to do that, right? And honestly, I'd rather my system wake them up and get them to respond than me having to chase them via phone calls or text messages or whatever, right? And sometimes people do respond right away, but a lot of times they don't, right? So I'd rather let my robots do the work, okay? And that's the whole point of a drip campaign. But yeah, like I said, you're basically hiring a secretary, but it's a digital robotic secretary, so that's why I call it robots, to take the information what they get from Facebook and put it in the CRM for you, right? And then they actually will launch them on the campaign, and voila, you're done, right? So that's one Zap, right? And I think that's a typical Zap. In fact, that's the reason why, or main reason why I started using Zapier, because I wanted to automate that process. Now, Zapier, and I'm bringing this up because I might should have talked about this in the beginning. Zapier, for the most part, is free. It doesn't cost you any money, right? You might be limited on how many zaps, meaning how many actions or reactions, if you want to call it that, you're allowed to have per month. But if you do too many, then of course they're going to ask you to upgrade, or they'll just make you wait until the month's over, or whatever. Or you can pay to have a pro account, whatever you call it, right? Now, for Facebook, in order to employ this particular Zap, which is taking leads from Facebook and doing whatever with it, they do force you to upgrade your Zapier service. So it's kind of smart. Like Zapier is like, okay, we're gonna let you use our system for free, so you can kind of get to know and understand how and realize how awesome it is. But for an action that involves something like this, we're going to insist that you're going to pay for us, or you're going to pay for Zapier to use. So I've always been paying for Zapier. I probably have like 2 or 3 extra accounts. Okay. And we'll have another conversation of why I have multiple accounts. Okay. So that's just an example of like a lead generation that leads to an email that leads to pushing them into your database, right? Or your CRM, if you want to call it that, right? So that's one Zap. Now, let me show you my Facebook group share, whatever Zap. Okay. So what I do in this Zap is I actually set it up so that if I make a post on one business page, it will literally shotgun it to a bunch of other groups and pages. Okay. What I used to, and this is the reason why I started learning this system, I used to do a regular real estate robot army video on my page, right? Just to create content, right? Not on YouTube, not on StreamYard, not on Zoom. I didn't, get people to sign up. I literally just did a video every single, maybe every day or every other. I forgot what it was, and I would do it on my page because I'm trying to build content, and I would actually ask my friends, other robot LLC members, to share these posts, right? I'll be like, hey, can you go and share to this group and that group, whatever, and I would have them on schedule. I was like, okay, I'm about to go live in about 5 minutes. Once I go live, can you please share to the real estate groups and this group and that group? And sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't. And it was kind of annoying that I had to always like get them ready. And I'm pretty sure they were annoyed by me asking them to constantly share, right? So I knew that there was a way of doing this through Zapier. And of course, I did some research and I found out. So let me show you what I mean. Okay. So I actually set one page as the trigger. It's the main page, which is the Real Estate Robot Army page. Okay. So I'm actually going to show you what that page looks like, so you can understand like visually what I'm doing. What is it that I'm creating? Okay. So let's see here, Real Estate Robot Army. Okay. And this is like one of the first pages I made regarding my marketing. I think I actually built it before I even started coaching, right? But I designed it so that whenever a post is made on this page, it automatically gets shared. Okay. So see right here, this is a stream that I did last week, right? And I'm gonna do this later today because right now I didn't want to stream in Zoom at the same time because I was afraid of the sound quality, because I always had issues. That's why you guys notice I haven't been streaming very much. But I did some research yesterday. I think I found a way to fix it. But I'm not going to do it live today. I'm going to try to play with it over the weekend. But as you can see, when I did a Zoom last week, I actually uploaded the Zoom to StreamYard and made it live. And I streamed it to Real Estate Robot Army, right? And look what it did. It shared it to 18 different places automatically. So I made one video using StreamYard, I uploaded it, and it automatically shared to 18 different places. I didn't do this, someone else did. So I set it up so that it would share all these pages the same stream. Okay. So you see here, this is the Robot Generals. This is my coaching group that I used to charge for. It actually automatically shared my stream, my video, and it brands me, right? So that's another important thing to think about. If you're going to do this strategy, you need to choose like your top tier, your number one most important branded Facebook business page, and use that as the landing spot or landing page, whatever you want to call it, right? So, or not landing page, that's a bad word. Launch pad, that's what it's called, launch pad. So this is my launch pad, Real Estate Robot Army. So whenever I post in Real Estate Robot Army, I get a view shared in Robot Generals. I get shared in Real Estate Robot Army, my public group, Real Estate Influencers. It's probably going to take robothustlers.com. That's a page. So I shared the page and groups. Okay. And you see this is for a group, or this is a page. This is a page, right? But these are groups. See, Foobots, that's a page, right? Robots LLC is a page. So I have a crap ton of business pages for different reasons, right? And it's way too much to keep up with. This makes it so that I don't have to think about it. It's done automatically, right? And you can see I get more, I can see how many people are being reached. And obviously, the more pages and groups I post, the bigger my reach is going to be, right? So when you go here, you actually see I have a total of 254 reach. So using the Zapier, I go from getting maybe 10 views, 20 views, whatever, or 20 reach. I get multiple reaches because I'm sharing to different people, right? And like I said, it's all automated. So literally, I'm going to show you the actual skeleton of this, or the meat or whatever. See, it shows the Larry Mortgage Guys page, it shows the Robot Generals page, it shows the Robot LC page, the Football Speed. You saw that, right? And then it shares it to the Real Estate Robot Army group. So you saw that too. You saw it being shared to the Robot Generals group, right? So it shares all this to these people. And I also share it to my LinkedIn. See that? I share it to my Twitter. I share it to my Tumblr. I know a lot of people here have multiple social media platforms, and you actually would manually, if you post something that you think is really cool and maybe gets a lot of engagement on your business page, you're like, okay, well, I should share this on my LinkedIn, I should share this on my Twitter, I should share this on my Tumblr, and you actually manually do it. Well, why? You have your robot, you can just program it to do it. It's not that hard, right? Like, I mean, literally, I'm going to create one for you just right now so you can see. Okay, let me go and share it to LinkedIn, right? So I click LinkedIn, boom, done, right? And then I make sure that I have, well, I'm already attached, my account's already attached, right? Actually, they might ask it for here. I wanted to create a share update. So basically a post on my LinkedIn profile or timeline, right? So when you choose an account, I have my account already connected. It tells me how many zaps are connected here. This has 3, so this one's probably the right one. Press continue, right? And if you didn't have it already logged in, it'll do a pop-up window and it'll actually show you, a way to log in, right? I want it public. I can actually add content title, demo, and what's the data, right? New post to Real Estate Robot Army page, right? I can put the message. So basically, whatever I type on the original message is going to be shared automatically to LinkedIn. And I can get content URL. I probably would just select the actual link right here, or first action link, right? Which is like, this is probably the post's link, right? And I just press continue. Oh, wait. What am I missing? Oh, this is required. Sorry. A new post from Real Estate Robot Army. And I'm not telling you what kind of information, whatever to post. You got to play with this to see what it looks like. But I'm press continue. Now check this out. I'm gonna actually demonstrate to you what it looks like. Okay. So we're gonna go to my LinkedIn real quick so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Now, the cool thing about this is I get to test this. I get to test just this one step. So this step right here, I'm not going to test all 20 of them. I'm just testing this one because I'm working on it, right? So I'm going to go to my LinkedIn, right? And this is one of the reasons why I love Zapier. Okay. I mean, this is like probably the best feature they added that they probably didn't have to add. Okay. So it's an extra feature that's just amazing, right? So I'm going to my activity. Where's my activities here? Okay, right here. Some activities. Okay. See all activity. And this is the last post I posted, which was 22 hours ago, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my LinkedIn. I'm gonna press, hold on one second, it's my wife. I have to take it just in case. Give me a second here. Okay, mother-in-law's here. She's asking me for a favor, which they can wait. So sorry about that. I'll probably edit that out of the YouTube, right? But it's going to be in the stream probably. Okay, so again, I'm going to press test and continue. Actually, I'm going to test review, right? So you see how it says new post from Real Estate Robot Army, blah, blah, blah. And I might have built this incorrectly. I don't know, right? I just did it really fast on the fly. I'm going to test and review. It's going to tell me test is successful, whatever. See, successful. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to see if I can find my post, right? Look at that. See, there's my post right there. You saw live in front of you how quickly it was for me to add a step in my Zap, demonstrate it, and it actually created the action. There's results based on it, right? And again, I probably did this wrong, whatever. I'm pretty sure I'll do something different. Maybe I can make it so it shares my video, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember all the details. You kind of have to mess with it, but that's just to show you how powerful, how I turned a Facebook post, like I don't know which one I used, and I made it so it posted on LinkedIn in an automated fashion, right? So a lot of people ask me, how are you always everywhere? This is how. This is how I do it, right? Like it looks like I'm like posting 1,000 times a day. When do I have time to sleep? Well, no, I post one time, and then my Zap posted everywhere. So this to me is the ultimate real estate robot. No, this is actually the ultimate robot army, not just real estate, but just anything in general. This robot army cloned my one post, right? This post right here. Actually, am I sharing still? Hopefully I'm still sharing. So yeah, this is the one post I made, and it cloned it 25 more times. 20, 20, 23 to be exact. Okay. So that's the power of Zapier. Okay. So I'm gonna go and delete this step. Yes, I don't need it because that's just me messing around, right? So I'm gonna turn this back on. This is the live Zap I'm using like right now, this moment. Okay. I already showed you what it looks like. Okay. And you actually copy this app, which is kind of cool. Like I can copy the link, I can actually share this app. If I'm going to duplicate it, I can duplicate it for a different page, whatever. There's a lot of different options, but that's a little bit more advanced. Okay. All right. So any questions on what I shared just so far? You can ask or you can unmute.
Hey, Larry, it's Ralph.
Hey, what's up, boss?
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure.
I don't know if you know this, but I have 40 Facebook groups.
I know you have a lot of
30,
groups. I don't know if you have 40, but I know you have a lot.
Yeah, so 31 of them are buy and sell groups.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all local, separate, maybe like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I have one local real estate investor group, 2 national real estate investor groups, and a couple other ones are just miscellaneous ones.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, like, because I do get business from my buy sell groups,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing it the wrong way. Turns out now. So if I hear you right, I can post on my, say, Ralph the Realtor page, and just by setting up the Zap, I can actually post it in any of those other groups, those buy and sell groups.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Let me show you. I actually do the same as you. I don't have as many as groups. Well, okay. Lie. I do have as many groups you do, but not as many buy, sell, trade, whatever groups.
Oh,
Okay.
wow, those are awesome, dude. I get business from them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, they're amazing. They're amazing groups. Which is why I think everyone on this call, and this is one of the things I'm going to show you. And I'm glad you brought this up because it actually kind of segues to my next part of the conversation is building the assets. Because you saw I had a bunch of groups and pages. Why do I have so many? Right. Well, I'm gonna, show you guys a practical reason why you would want to have multiple pages and multiple groups, specifically the buy sell trade groups or the home buyer groups, right? So let me go ahead and share my what do you call it? My screen real quick, Ralph. Okay, so this right here is just for my videos, my StreamYards, right? I'm going to show you my favorite Zap, and I was actually I wouldn't call it last, but towards the end, because I have a team, a marketing team that creates my post on my business page. So of course, mortgage related content, it can be hairy when it comes to legalities, right? Like I got to be careful with what I post on social media. Well, from my personal page, I kind of just I just kind of go with the what do you call it, the attitude, ask for forgiveness, not permission, right? But on my business page, I definitely don't want to post anything that could be considered unprofessional or maybe even non-compliant, right? So I actually allow my marketing team, who is of course managed by corporate, to make my post for me. And I'm actually trying to find this post. I don't know why I can't find this freaking post or this Zap. I have so many, I don't remember. Actually, maybe it's in here. Oh, no, it's right here. Duh. It's in the same category. Okay, because I duplicated it, right? So let me show you what I mean by that, Ralph. Okay. I actually have several pages, but I have mostly groups that I want to share this stuff in, right? So new post in your timeline on your timeline in Facebook pages, right? So I actually set it up so that it takes posts from this page right here, the Literally team with Van Dyke Mortgage. Again, I was talking about how I want it to be professional. So I don't make any of the content here unless I'm posting like a first time homebuyer webinar or whatever. But these posts are designed by my marketing team. And the reason I'm bringing this up because you might not have a marketing team, but maybe you have a service or a company or like I don't know, like someone on Fiverr who has good content that they can post for you, and they control your page. You let them post every single day, and you set it up so that it, of course, creates content on your page. See, like right here, Happy Groundhog Day. I didn't make this post. This is Bryce, my marketing lady, right? So she's cool as hell, but I didn't do this. She probably got it from a corporate compliant group of individuals who decide what kind of content they put out, and they create it for me. And she posted, and look, it gets 15 shares. I didn't share this. My robot shared it. Zapier shared it, and it shares it to all my groups. Move to Dallas, Texas, leaving California, right? Home buyer secret. These are all groups, okay? Carrollton, Castle Hills, Farmers. I have like freaking 6.6 thousand members in that group, right? Addison Farmers, 2.8 thousand members in that group, right? Frisco Colony, 24,000 members in that group, okay? McKinney Island Prosper, 5,000 members group. I create these groups and I set it and forget it. It just runs itself. And then I share whatever post that comes from my page into this group. Okay. So not only am I sharing different pages so that, I guess it gets a little bit more branding for the pages, but I share it to the groups because it goes directly to the members, as you probably understand, Ralph. I mean, you might have a listing, right? You post a listing to a certain page. Well, imagine that page sharing that listing for you to all your groups, all your 34 groups at the same time. So you post one time, one link, and that link becomes 40 links. Okay. So this is basically the results of what I'm demonstrating to you, right? And I do it with this Zap. New post to your timeline Facebook pages, share it to the Houston Homes for Sale and Rent group, sell it to the Frisco Living group, share it to the I actually share it to the page too. Share it to the living group, Prosper Living group, share it to the Little Elm Living group, share it to the whatever you call it, McKinney Garage Sale group, the Frisco group, the Addison group, the Carrollton group, Leaving California group, Move to Texas group. I even have like these guys in here. Right. So yeah, I mean, literally, Ralph, you can do a Zap like this, make it so you post on one page, your main page. In my case, it's going to be the Larry Lee team, right? And make that your launching pad, as I called it, and then design it so that your Zap shares it to everyone else. So two things happen. Number one, it shares the post, but it also brands your main page, your main whatever, your main branded page, right? Why not? And literally, Ralph, save yourself hours a day, weeks, even months by doing this. I would not post to this many groups if I had to do it manually. I used to when I wasn't busy, right? But now I'm way too busy. You know this. And even though I have all this automation, I'm still too busy, right? But these are set it and forget. I don't even think about it. It just does it, right? And people will click. I'll get notification when people will start filling out a form. I'll get notification when people fill an application. I get notification when people will like click my listing pages, whatever, because I do have my own IDX, whatever, for myself. Yeah, it's amazing, right? So this is probably one of the ways that Zapier has more than paid for itself like 1,000 times for me, right? So yeah, I mean, I that's what you should do, Ralph.
I have a follow-up question.
Sure.
Let's say on that original post, you make a mistake, you forgot something. Can you actually go back to the original post and correct? And will it correct all the other ones that you send it out to?
Yes, what it does is it shares your post as a rooted post, right? So what I mean by that is it's not sharing a new image or a duplicate image, it's sharing the actual image, right? So let me show you, okay? I mean, I could probably just show you and it'll just be a lot easier. Where the heck? I just accidentally turn off my Zoom. Okay, here's my Zoom here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to this page. I'm going to show you the groundhog one, right? Nice and safe and compliant, right? 15 shares. I'm gonna click the 15 shares. See, it's sharing it as a post. Now, all this other crap up here, I added, right? In my Zap, I added the different hashtags. Now, I will let you know if you do this, Ralph, then this won't get changed. because this is automated by Zapier. This is made by Zapier right here, but this right here is made by that post, right? So if you change the post, this post will change. So I don't like to mess with Bryce's stuff because she's a genius and I don't want her to be mad at me. So let me just demonstrate to you, okay? Testing Bryce's post. So I'm going to change that right now. Okay, so you see how it's changed right here, right? Go these pages. See, it changed it right here, but doesn't change it right here. So the true answer, Ralph, is it depends on how you build it, right? If you want to keep it clean and simple, then don't add all this extra crap, right? And I'm going to show you what I mean by adding extra crap, okay? So Houston Homes for rent and whatever. See, I actually added this extra message up here. See, this is the message that's originally from the page. This is from which page it is, which I put the Larry Lee team, and I put extra hashtags and stuff like that, right? If you make a mistake here, then most likely you're gonna want to change it. Okay. But if you don't want to risk that, then just don't put anything here. Okay. But excuse me. The cool thing about it is you can actually still add customization. So like mine has the message, right here. This is the original message. So I posted the original message. But this here, if you don't need to change it and you know that you're not going to mess it up, you can always still put this, because a lot of my other zaps, I actually didn't put the message. I just put the branding, like click here to apply or click here to subscribe to my channel, which you know is going to be good because you made it once and it's not being changed by you. The only thing that's being changed by you is the actual post itself, right? Which is this, right? The actual original post, right? So yeah, that should help you, I guess, understand what you can change and what you can't change. Does that make sense?
I get it. So
Perfect.
I have another question.
Sure.
So I hardly ever do a Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
Can you only do a Facebook Live from a group or and a page, or just a group?
You can do a Facebook Live wherever you want.
No, I mean from a group or from a page.
You mean Zap from a live?
No, a Facebook Live.
Okay. You can do a Facebook Live in a group, but only people in the group will see it unless it's a public group. Okay. If you do a Facebook Live on a page, then everyone's going to see it because pages are meant to be public.
Okay. So can I do the same thing? Do a Facebook Live and then share it out to the groups?
Yes.
The groups that I have?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So let's say you do a Facebook Live on your personal page, right? And you share that live in the middle of your broadcast, because I've done this in the past, right? Where I literally clumsily, you see me do this in the beginning a little bit. Like I'm sitting there trying to share stuff in the beginning of our stream, because you can't do it until you're live. You can do the same with Facebook Live. So let's say you're going live, and I've done, like I said, I've done this past, where I'm actually live on my phone, right? And you'll see me like click the bottom and say share, and I'm actually copying the link and I'm going to other places and I'm sharing it while I'm going live, right? You can do the same thing. So let's say you're live on your timeline and you want to share to your group, but you have a Zap set up, right? So I insist that you, instead of having the sharing it to the group, share it to the page, so that when you share the page can actually shoot it to all your other groups, right? And you can actually make a decoy page, right? Let's say you have a page that doesn't do anything. You don't care about it. It doesn't do anything. It's just designed to share your views, right? So it can be like named after you, right? Right. So Ralph Robles and then Ralph Robles, right? So you actually see when it gets shared, say Ralph Robles. So they won't know that it's a page that's sharing it. They think it's you that's sharing it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you'll probably get inadvertently some followers and likes on your business page, right? And if that happens, then you might as well convert that into an asset, you know. But really, you can actually create a page just to make it so that it does the Zap for you and nothing else, right? So yeah, that would be something I would do if I want to do lives. If you do a live on a page, then automatically it's going to be shared to your groups if you have a Zap based on that. So like I said, that was the original reason why I did this, because I literally would go Facebook Live on my page, not my personal page, but on my Real Estate Robot Army page, again, to create content, right? Because I know YouTube, I'm not YouTube, Facebook is starting to take a swing at video. They're trying to make video a thing, right? They're trying to make it like they have their own little YouTube, right? And they do it based on pages, So I was creating content on my page because for actually a couple of reasons. Number one, I wanted to go ahead and create a podcast as well. So a lot of my videos were not demonstrations. Like I didn't show anything on my screen. It was just talking, right? That way, if I decide to upload the audio to a podcast, it's still consumable that way, right? So that's why I did that, did those so I can create future podcasts, but also I wanted content on my real estate robot army page because again, I knew that YouTube was going to start, making video like a thing, where it's searchable, kind of like YouTube. I had been in that. There's a lot of reasons why I forgot why, but I've been in that, and that's why I'm starting to do it this way. So it's kind of like me going back to what I originally was planning, but with a lot more intention, with a lot more results. And the Zap made it a lot easier again, because before I was actually asking my friends organically, hey, I'm about to go live. Can you please get ready to share my video while I'm going live? And a lot of the times I was going live while I was in my car, right? So it was impossible for me to actually do it myself. So I would depend on like 2 or 3 people to share it for me and get the 10 shares. And sometimes they don't even share for me, like they forget or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with sharing after the fact, but there's something about being shared while it's live, right? You get more engagement when people are joining you when it's live. So that's why it had to be timed right. Well, with Zapier, it's done. Done automatically. The reason why I like StreamYard, because we're talking about live, StreamYard is the same thing, but there's no need for automation, right? There's just no need for me to create a Zap, whatever. You can actually select on StreamYard where you want to share it to. So they allow you to connect it just like Zapier. They allow you to connect to your groups and your pages, and you actually get 8 choices. I think if you have the pro version, because I do have the pro version. So I actually stream to like my page, Real Estate Robot Army, and then like my multiple groups where I'm admins in, and then my LinkedIn and my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channels all get streamed directly because I think that's where I'm going to get the most ROI in terms of stream content, right? But the trick is, and this is kind of something that I was going to add at the very end, if you want to go super crazy with your sharing, especially with lives, I actually will stream to totally different pages that are not on my Zap, and then share one stream into my Real Estate Robot Army page so that gets shared 13 times elsewhere. Okay, because there's a difference, Ralph. So you understand when you do a StreamYard, if I click a StreamYard to share to my page, it will look like it's that page it's doing live, just like how you're asking the difference between a page and the difference between a group, right? If I share the StreamYard to a group, it'll look like I'm going live in the group, not from a shared asset from outside, right? So it looks like, Houston's home for rent and sale or whatever, or for sale and rent is actually going live. That's what they're thinking, right? That's when you use StreamYard. But when you share to Zapier is only sharing the original asset. So Zap is sharing to Houston Homes and Rent. Real Estate Robot Army is going live. You know what I'm saying? Which is where you can edit it. Like my whole Groundhog Day post. You know what I'm saying? So that's the cool thing about StreamYard. So I literally like quadruple dip whenever I do this. I do the StreamYard so I can share to all the different platforms, and I share one stream into my Facebook page that has those apps where it shares to like 15 other pages. So it's almost like I'm sharing to like 30 different pages at the same time using different platforms. So I'm kind of like piggybacking each other on that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Cool, no problem. Any other questions on that? What we just talked about, or any other questions other than that?
I think Eric has his hand up, and then I got questions after that.
Eric, what's up, boss? I'm asking you to unmute right now.
Oh,
Did you have a question?
Did you have a question?
No, you asked me to unmute, so.
Oh no, sorry. I just your hand was raised. Sorry about that. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
yeah. So, dude, I tell you what, you talk about drinking from a fire hose here with your dissertation. I just, because I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, but so are you basically creating your own version of Hootsuite, so to speak, as you do this, as you make these different posts through Zapier?
So Hootsuite is different from what we do, but it does the same thing, right? And what I mean by that is Hootsuite is a dashboard that allows you to look at your posts from different platforms, and you get to choose where to share it, right? And you can schedule, right? You can schedule when to post, right? So Hootsuite is definitely a content posting platform. Zapier is just programming. I'm programming Zapier to take a trigger and create an action. That's it, right? And there's a million different actions Zapier can take. I just showed you like the tip of the iceberg, right? I showed you Facebook versions of Zapiers, but there's Zapiers for all your CRMs. There's Zapiers for emails. There's Zapiers for Google Drive, for Google Sheets, for Google Docs. I mean, there's all different types of Zaps, but I'm just showing you the Facebook version, right? I'm literally just creating a task. It's kind of like hiring an assistant who's watching my page 24/7 and just sitting there waiting for my page. Say, oh crap, Larry just shared something, and now I need to share this post that he just posted into those 15 different groups. I need to do that, right? That's basically what Zapier is. It's an assistant that waits for instructions, and then based on the instructions, it takes actions. Okay, so I wouldn't call it a Hootsuite. It's bigger and better than Hootsuite, but it doesn't replace Hootsuite the way Hootsuite works, but it does the same actions as Hootsuite. Okay. You cannot schedule it, not the way Hootsuite does it. Okay. So basically it's a real-time share or real-time action based on what you're doing. And in my case, I'm showing you that it's sharing, right?
So it probably helps with your edge rank and different things like that, because it's more of a quote unquote live share instead of, because I know that they kind of downgraded the Hootsuite thing because I guess they probably saw it as gaming the system.
I think Zapier could also be subject to the same thing, right? Like Facebook's like, oh, this is a Zap, so they might not give as much engagement as like an organic, So let's basically say, let's pretend there's two parties at play, my Zap and some dude that I hired, right? If my Zap and the same dude, some dude that I hired did the same exact thing, the post of the some dude that I hired might get more views because it's an organic share from him, right? He actually took the post and shared it himself, right? Whereas Facebook knows that these 15 shares were done by Zapier, right? So there's a chance that Facebook will put less weight on it because it's an automation by a third party system. Okay. But I mean, for me, I'm not really about algorithms. I'm pretty sure if I post it into a group, eventually someone's going to see it. If it's on my timeline, that's a different story. But on my groups, on my page, that's pretty much guaranteed to be seen. Especially if it's on my page and someone goes to my page because it's part of my timeline, right? It's kind of like graffiti, right? If I spray it on my wall, it's going to stay there, right? Even if no one saw me spraying it, So that's kind of the reason why I do it, right? I do it so that my pages have life, right? Because again, I mean, and Ralph might understand how I feel about this. I have like hundreds and hundreds of pages, right? But the ones I think are used for about 10 of them for now, right? I can't post something in all 10 every single day or every other day or once a week. I just can't do it. I don't have the bandwidth for that. I forget, or I run out of stuff to post, or I just get tired of it, right? So I'm literally leveraging my time and hiring Zapier, which is cheap, it's like $50 a month or $100 a month, whatever, to do this work for me, right? So it's something that I want to do because I created that situation for myself. If I only have one business page, I might not need Zapier. If I had no groups, I might not need Zapier. But because I have the opposite problem, Zapier is very useful to me. And that's just for sharing. Zapier is used for all sorts of other stuff. That's just the way I should break it down is Zapier is designed to take some sort of cause and create a reaction, right? Or effect. That's all Zapier does. So in this case, I told Zapier, if Facebook gets a post, my Facebook page gets a post, you need to share it. That's the action and the reaction, or the cause and effect, right? So it can do what History does, but it doesn't replace it.
With all that, then, so for starters, were all those pages are all pages that you've created, or groups, if you will?
Mm-hmm.
And then do you ever have the occasion to go in and somehow adjust any of that on an individual basis as those zaps come out to read differently? Like you were showing us where you were adjusting Bryce's post on the groundhog thing. I mean, do you go in and say, oh, and by the way, the living in Dallas page, I want it to read something different than all the rest of them? Do you go, or would you just do that directly through the social media platform?
If you want to take the extra time to do that, you can. But I try to make my post so that it's generic, like it can apply in any situation, right? But I'll give you an example. I do the same kind of process when I do Zoom calls. Like, I don't know if you guys notice, but you'll get a lot of like different notifications from this group and that group. I'm literally following a process every single time I get ready to do a Zoom class, right? And depending on the group, I might tailor the message differently, right? So like my pitch was, want to, learn how to use Zapier to grow your real estate business. I did that in every single group except for one, which is not real estate related, it's entrepreneur related. So I took real estate away and put entrepreneur, but that's me creating the post myself directly, manually. And I did it just for that one moment, but I would never force myself to be in a situation where I have to change it 10 different times. I would not even employ that. I would just try to create
the effectiveness of Zapier.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing double duty at that point. To me, it's like it's literally designed to just drop a pebble and let the ripples touch all the sides of the pond. I don't want to do anything. I just want to drop the pebble. That's all I want to do, and then move on, right? And it works. It definitely helps my branding. It definitely helps generate a little bit of activity in my assets, whether it's a CRM, whether it's my IDX, right? I get people logging in or not logging in, but like signing in and clicking homes and stuff like that. I get that activity, and it's nothing. I'm not doing anything extra except for what I normally would do, right? And on my business page for my real estate, for my mortgage business, I'm not even doing that. My team's doing that. Right. So, I mean, of course, in a way I'm paying for it because it's part of my job, whatever. It's probably getting paid by my branch, but I mean, it's already being paid for. So I'm just going to leverage it, So whenever they told me that they have a marketing team that's going to help me make my posts, I'm like, gold. I'm going to go ahead and make a Zap for it. So yeah. But yeah, again, that's just an example of how to use apps for shares. Someone asked a question here. Let me see. Yes, Scott, Zapier is like if then this. Yes, but way better. Way better, because it can get really deep. It can get really granular with what it does. I mean, just look at Google, like all the Google things that you have. I mean, if you just go to Zapier and just search Google, I mean, you'll find all the crap that they do. Google pretty much connects with everything. That's why I love Google. Okay. All right. So Bradley has a question. What's up, boss?
Yeah. Can you set one up, Zap to go to like an Instagram or Twitter or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Here, let me show you real quick. Okay.
Okay. So you can also, like, if you're in a group, like a buy and sell group that you're just a member of, you can set it up to go to that one too, right?
No, you have to be an admin. No, you cannot be a member.
Admin. Okay.
You have to be an admin. That's why part of this class is you have to start your own groups. Okay. Yeah. Unless you can convince the admin to allow you to be an admin, right? Which I've been able to do.
Okay.
I've been able to do, but no, you cannot post them randomly. Dude, if that was the case, Brad, everyone would be using Zapier to spam the shit out of all Facebook groups, and we would be dead. Facebook groups would all become nothing, because I mean, there's people a lot smarter than me, a lot more, have a lot more time than me in Asia, in Mexico, and in Europe. That would like explode Facebook groups with Zaps. So yeah, they have to be an admin to do it, to be able to do it. Yeah, George Bryant, yes, have I used on a website autoresponder? That's what I do. I kind of demonstrated in the beginning. When someone goes to my Facebook page and opts in, it automatically sends them an email to welcome them. Actually, and this is going to be a lot. This should be a different class, but I'm going to go through real quickly what I do with a Facebook ad. I literally say, click here for a list of homes that qualify for 0% down. I already have that list of homes. It's a link that I create with my list reports. Because list reports isn't IDX, it's a link I create with list reports where I already pre-selected the parameters, and it constantly updates based on the MLS, right? And I literally automatically send that link every single time someone clicks my ad and puts the information, because it says click here for a list of homes that qualify for 0% down. They put the information in and it automatically sends the email out. So I used to do this manually. I used to get the email and I actually would go to an IDX, whatever. I would search the homes and I would send them a link, or I would send it. Like, I would take screenshots. This is when I was really stupid. I would take screenshots of houses on the MLS and put the address and then send it to the list. And I did that every single time I got a lead, and it was ridiculous. So I signed up for list reports, got the automatic lead, and now I just automatically send it. So every single time I get a lead, I deliver on the promise, which is click here for a list of leads, or not list of leads, list of homes that qualify for 0% down. So my robot delivers on the promise, and then I just have their information put into the CRM for automated follow-up. So yeah, that's funny. I have this group just for real estate. I have no need for. Well, I mean, something that you can use for recruiting, right? I actually have a loan officer group, which might seem like I don't need because I'm also a loan officer, but I share these videos to them because I want them to see the marketing, because they might hire me to do their marketing, or they might want to join my team because they want to have someone like me build their crap for them, right? But yeah, I do, like I said, George, I do use an autoresponder. In fact, I think that's the first thing you should do is if you're going to create a Zap, is create an autoresponder. Okay. So let me give you an example just real quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new Zap. Again, it's going to be real easy. Create a new Zap. I'm going to use Facebook lead ads, right? Because that's where I'm getting my leads, right? Actually, you know what? Let's do something even simpler. Google Forms. I know some real estate agents use Google Forms to gather information. Google Forms is free. You can create the form however you want. So let's say you're sending out a Google form as a link, right? Click here to give me your information so I can follow up with you, right? You guys select the Google form, new responsive spreadsheet, and press continue. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of Google Forms to choose from, but I'm going to go ahead and choose one that I think I can remember having. So yeah, your Google Forms are always connected to spreadsheets. So let's call it robot. So funnel clients. Okay, so every single time any of my people fill out this form, right? Anytime someone fills this form, it's going to take this information, press continue. And what I wanted to do is when they fill out a form, they get an email saying thank you, an autoresponder, right? Send an email, press continue. I'm sending it from Larry Lee Lender, press continue. To you know what? I need to choose a different sheet because this doesn't have all the information I'm looking for.
That's a templated email, Larry.
There's no template. You can create a template. They actually allow you to put whatever you want. But yeah, I have a template email. I have a custom email. Let's see here.
I guess that differently, you upload the actual contents of the email into this Zap so that it sends it out.
It draws it for you. It pulls it from you. So I'm telling them to take the data from this response form, the response from this form, right? Like you see here, I'm looking for this form, and I want the responses, right? Press continue.
That's why I asked if it was a templated email to that way it sends an appropriate email as you set up the Zap.
Well, I'm gonna build it right now in front of you. I'm gonna show you what it will show what that means. So like basically, I'm gonna answer your question like literally by demonstration.
Okay.
So I'm gonna test the trick to make sure it works. Okay, see, it has the name right here, email, phone number, right? So I have the information here. I want to use Maureen as an example. Maureen's one of my referral partners I build marketing for. I want to send her an email, right? And press continue. And it's going to make me select the account, and it's going to give me these fields: to carbon copy, blank carbon copy, from name, reply to, subject, and the actual message, right? So I want this message to be sent to Maureen because she's the person who filled out the form, right? And I wanted to carbon copy. I'm going to send it to my mortgage email because I don't always check my Gmail account. So basically, I'm carbon copy. You can carbon copy a teammate. You can carbon copy whoever you want here, right? I can blind carbon copy someone, which I do. I want to put from this email. So whenever they reply back, it goes to this email, right? And put Larry, the robot maker. So this puts the name. The reason I like this is because sometimes you might send an email from like an unknown email, but on the from name, you have the name, so they recognize it's you. I want them to reply to my Van Dyke Mortgage email, because if they reply, even though it's sent from Larry Lee Lender, I want them to reply to me because this is the email that I get more, right? So I can select the reply to, put hey, and then I can put what's your name? So I put hey, Maureen Mahood. Thanks for filling out the form. Here is the information I promised you. Right. So that's my subject. And then I want the body to be plain. I don't want HTML or anything like that. Try to keep it simple. And I'll put hey, and then select her first name. Hey, Maureen. I am so honored that you want to work with me. Please please confirm your information below. And this is actually how I send leads to my referral partners. When a lead comes in from Facebook, I send a thank you to the lead, but I also blind carbon copy my real estate agent. And this is the information I give to them. First name, or actually, I give them this email. So they see this email in their inbox, but they're blind carbon copy. And I wanted to give all the information. I want them to get the name, email, and phone number. And I actually, again, I asked them to confirm it. Really, I don't care about them confirming. I care about the agent getting the information.
But as you populate these fields, then this is a one-time to do it, but then it can be used over and over, and it will populate based on the field that's filled in the future by other people that would respond to whatever drew this person in the first place.
100%. Yep.
So you are creating a templated process here.
Yes.
For the sake of, so that information all just feeds from Google Forms or something like that.
Whatever I select to see right here, it tells me insert data. This is all the data points I can use. These are all questions I asked in the form, and I can draw any of these answers.
Okay.
Company privacy policy. It'll actually populate the privacy policy link for me. Whatever I select. Please don't email me here. And I'll put LE Van Dyke Mortgage. Yeah, I've done this. I mean, like this exact Zap I'm showing you, Paul. My Zaps have done probably over 1,000 times, maybe closer to 5,000 times. It's how many leads I've generated for my clients, as well as for my referral partners, as well for myself. Right. So this exact template that you're seeing, what I'm doing right now, has been pushed out 1,000 times from dozens of Gmail accounts. Right. And then I press continue. And I'm not going to send it because Maureen's probably going to get annoyed if I send her an email, whatever. But basically, that's what me telling Facebook to do is send an email with, from here with this name to this email address, or reply to this email address, and this is going to be the actual email itself. Done. So that's your autoresponder, George. That's how easy it is. Just press. I'm going to skip it, and then just turn on my Zap. So anytime someone fills out that form, they'll get an automated response. Rob K, Larry did raise to 4%. Where have you been? That's been a month. So yeah, they've raised to 4% and maybe even higher. They're kind of stabilizing a little bit right now, but yeah, they've increased for sure. So let's see here. Brad says Rob K hunt and repeat. Not sure what that means. George says thanks. All right, cool, no problem. All right, any other questions about what I just showed you guys, or Zaps in general?
How long is the learning curve on this?
I mean, I guess it depends on your ability to understand processes and understand instructions. It took me one day to figure that out because it's really simple. I mean, you start by something simple, like literally. I mean, I'm gonna try to do as fast as possible. I'm gonna show you how you can create beginning to end Zap that would be useful to you as a real estate agent. Okay, it's something like, how many loans did you write this week? I think we have like maybe 5 pre-qualifications I wrote this week. I don't know, it's been a slow week. Okay, so let me show you real quickly. I'm gonna go to, and again, it's all about Google for me, right? So I'm gonna go to Google here. Drive. So A to Z, I'm gonna create a practical Zap that you would use, or practical system that you would use using Zap. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new form. Okay. Please fill out for more information about this listing. Option 1, name. Short answer. Actually, I'm gonna make it even granular. First name. Okay, make it required. Another question. Last name. Make it required. Email. Sure is fine. Make it required. And phone number. This is a landing page. Okay, like people talk about landing pages. You don't need a fancy landing page. You can make this. I've seen real estate agents use this at a high level. I use this for certain things, and I'm done. There's my form. Okay, please fill out for more information about this listing. You can put the address, whatever. You know, maybe it's a link that you put in your website, whatever. Right? I'm gonna press send. I'm gonna copy the link. Okay, so you can see what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the form right now. I'm gonna let you see what the form looks like. Okay, and I'm gonna demonstrate to you so you understand. Okay, but I got to give it an example first. So I'm gonna put Mr. X, actually Mr. and then X is the last name. Larry Lee Clone is my fake email address. And I'm putting real number 832-606-2193. Okay, so I'm filling out the form, right? Pretend you have a website, shows your listing. The lead saw it, clicked it, they see this form. I'm filling it out as a lead, right? I'm press submit. Okay, the form is done, right? Okay, go to my Zap. I'm gonna create a new Zap. I want it to be Google Forms. Click Google Forms. I want to find a new response. Press continue. Choose an account. We're going to use Larry Lee, the mortgage guy, because that's the email account I'm using. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, see how easy it is to connect. Already connected. Press continue. I want it to be crap. Right. I guess I have to look at what the spreadsheet's going to be, what the spreadsheet's going to look like. So where is this? Where's my spreadsheet thing? This is something I always forget. It's like one of those things I don't use enough, so I don't remember. There's a link or something. I don't know where it is. Maybe I can find it in the Zapier, but there should be like a spreadsheet setting or something like that. Oh, there it is right here. Okay. Create new spreadsheet. There it is. I have to create that. Forgot that. Press create new spreadsheet. Okay, now the spreadsheet's created. Boom, there it is. There's my lead, right? On Google Sheets. Okay, now I can go back. All right, so I'm going to find. Actually, I'm going to restart here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can just refresh here. Load more. Maybe it'll find it for me. Look for please fill out. Nope, it's not there. It's still loading. So I skipped a step, but I went back and fixed it. You gotta find the one that says please fill out for more. It's not showing. Let me redo this. Connect this account again. Uh-oh. Are you guys seeing me?
I am now, and I hear you now. You froze for a minute there, and so we missed something in the translation, but
Okay, yeah, my internet got kind of unstable. Can you see my screen?
yeah.
Okay, so again, I was saying that you need to create the spreadsheet, right?
Yeah,
The
and
sheets.
that also, the benefit of the spreadsheet also gets the CSV information too, yes?
Yep. And I actually will send this to like a team. So let's say I create leads for a broker. I will make it so that it generates leads for their team, and the team will have access to this and they can do whatever they want with it, right? But the broker will have their own CRM that I actually run and manage, and they run and manage it as well, so that we together can try to convert the leads. But then the leads goes in here, and then the team can manually call them because they need to learn how to do that. They need to be able to call a lead on the phone, right? Not just use automation. Someone's putting something. I'll read that later. Okay, so let's go back to the Zap. Allow. Okay, so I'm going to find the spreadsheet. Please fill out. You see, that's the one I created, right? See,
Right.
same one, right? So that's what I'm going to select. So I'm getting the data from there. The responses, press continue. Now watch, when I go to test trigger, it's going to show me the information. See, Mr. X, literally clone, whatever. So it collected the data I put in myself, right? Pretend this is a lead. I filled this out. Press continue. So now I basically loaded the gun, right? The trigger, right? I loaded the gun, the bullet, which is the lead, into my trigger. Now I got to find the action, the target, right? So the target is going to be Gmail. I'm going to send myself a Gmail based on this, okay? And since I want to build a real Zap to show you, I'm going to do the whole 9. I'm going to show you exactly what I do. The account is going to be, let's use Real Estate Robot Army, because it's not really a personal account. I want the email to be sent to Mr. X's email account, right? I want to blind carbon copy. Let's pretend my real estate agent is me, right? So I'm going to send it to at Midnight Mortgage. Where did it go? That should work. That should save. Yeah, saved. Okay, good. I'm going to be from Real Estate Robot Army, from Larry, the mortgage guy. Reply to, again, I want to reply to my mortgage account because that's the one I check all the time. And thanks for your interest in this listing. Obviously, you might put like an address. Of course, you don't, if you want to be lazy, which I am, I won't create a Zap for a new listing. I would just say thank you for your interest in the home, right? Or the listing. That way, you don't have to change this all the time. Now, if you want to, you can make it more advanced and make your form have the listing address in here, or you can put that. But again, that's a lot more work. I don't want to do that. I just want to make it set it and forget it, right? Hey, and then I'm gonna look for first name. Thanks for your interest in this listing. Here is the link I promised you. And the link.
I suppose you could also put the address in there to test and see what exactly they're clicking on, or what the value of that link is, if you will. In other words, if you're going to put it all into a CRM, you would have the opportunity to say, oh, 123 Main Street did better than 321 Main Street.
Right. Well, if you do that, I would probably make the form name differently, right? Okay. That way you can track it that way. But again, that's a lot more work, right? Well, so I'm going to go ahead and put, this is what literally this is what I do, right? I promise the leads a list of homes that qualify for whatever. So I create a link that is literally generic, something that I can use all the time, right? It constantly updates itself based on the listing, whatever. And I'm just showing you where I find it, right? Right. See, I can go here, but really, I think I have a you're already you 0%. Here's the homes. What was it called? I forgot the name, but I actually have a URL for it. I'm not going to try to remember. I'm just going to show you one of these things because you probably won't have a URL. You probably have one of these things. So let's just click Oak Cliff, right? So all the homes in this area that qualify for 0% down, I'm going to go to view, and it's going to give me the link right here. Copy link, right? And just so you know what it looks like, this is what I'm sending the lead. Okay. It's just a list of homes. There's 4 homes that qualifies for 0% down in the area, right? So it updates constantly based on what the MLS has. Okay. And of course you might want a better list. There's a small list. Actually, you know what? I know why I created that list. I want to use a different list. I create a list because someone asked me for houses in that area. So I created that. Let me see here. I'm gonna find one that's more generic. They made a lot of list packs.
So then as you have those built out, you just have different ranges of things that you're, so a certain town from 100 to 200 and 200 to 300 and so on and so on and so on. And then you just pick the one that you want, grab the link and go.
Well, I try to create a generic one, right? So let's say I'm targeting a specific zip code. I will make a link for that zip code. So this one's 7500752, right? That's a specific zip code I'm targeting, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and view this. And so basically, whenever this lead opts in from this zip code, I'm gonna make sure that they get the listings from that zip code, $2,000, about $2,000 monthly payments, right?
Okay.
So what are you paying in rent? About $2,000. Okay, these are the homes that you might qualify for, right? For $2,000 a month, right? Again, maybe because listings are hard to find, but usually you want one with like 20, 30, 40 listings, right? So that you give them a legitimate list. I was hoping that they had more because it did have 12. Well, actually, that's how many clicks. So I'm gonna go here and look at the listings. There's 8 of them there. 102. Okay, this one's a little bit better. 102. So I'm gonna go ahead and view that. Copy the link. And again, this is more than the Zapier part, but I guess I'm showing you a practical way of using it, like right now, if you want to use it. So I have 436 homes on this list, right? So this is a good list. So again, the ad's going to say, click here for a list of homes that qualify for 0% down. And that's, around $1,100 range or whatever. And this might not be 0% down. This actually might be homes that are about $1,100 in your neighborhood, right? Whatever the ad is, right? And then I will put that in the email. See, thanks for the interest in this listing. Here's a link I promised you, right? If you have any questions, please let me know. Someone from our team will be reaching out to you soon. And that's it. That's literally, to me, the Zap that everyone should have. This is like, I would call it a non-negotiable, right? So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. Okay. I'm going to test continue. Email was sent to Gmail, right? Let's go ahead and look at my Gmail. Let's look at the email from Gmail, right? Let's see here. I got a notification. So this is what it looks like from the sent side, but this is what the email did. Hey, mister, thanks for your interest in this listing. Here's the link I promised you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Someone from our team will reach out to you soon. Of course, you can make it look better, but I just showed you a real quick example. I click here, boom, I give them the list. So I literally designed it so that my Zap will deliver on the promise without me even being involved, right? By creating this Zap. So every single time someone fills out that form, this form right here, every single time someone fills this form out, it will send them an automatic email like the one that you just saw. This
Nice.
email right here. See? And that's it. That's probably the Zap that everyone who's in real estate should have, like right now. And this is free. Gmail's free, and Zapier won't charge you for this.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. So that's basically it. That's really what I wanted to do. I want to show you the Zaps I use, how I use it, how I use it for leverage for Facebook. I want to demonstrate an actual Zap, which I think is the Zap that everyone in real estate should have. So I'm hoping everyone in real estate sees this call and scrolls to this part of the video and sees that one part, because I think that's probably going to be the biggest takeaway for anyone who doesn't know what Zapier is. Okay, let me look at this question real quick. I'm old and stupid. I have no idea. Well, that's why we have a replay, Rob. You can always go back and go slow-mo and watch it. I'm actually going to read what you said. Scott says, this is great. I have used Zapier in the past, but have never done more than one step in the Zap. Biggest hurdle I have is overthinking that nothing gets created. Yeah. We always say imperfect action, right? Be an imperfect action taker. Start ugly, right? Why? Because you don't learn until you actually start doing it. Right? It's impossible to know what it's going to end up looking like, what's going to end up being like, what results you're going to get until you actually go for it. And you get addicted. When you make something and it's half-assed or screwed up or it's kind of ugly, but it still creates some kind of cool result, you get addicted and it makes you want to do it better and make it better and add more. I mean, my zaps didn't start with 100 steps or 50 steps or 20 steps. My zap started with 2 steps, like the one you just saw. And then I added more and more. I've gotten to the point where I have like 5 steps involving 5 different platforms on one zap. So I literally am touching 5 different things with one freaking action. It's amazing, right? It's like, it makes me feel like a total genius, like an evil scientist, because I'm programming these robots to do these things that I normally would do myself and would take me hours to do myself. And it's done without me even thinking about it. It's all automated, right? So yeah, thanks for that feedback, Scott. So Rob says, zip, zap, zop, a good exercise. I found a used football in the secondhand store. I picked it up and took it to the counter. How much is this? I asked. That'll be $5, said the owner. Would you like me to pump it up for you? Of course not. Of course. Thanks a lot. I replied. So he got a small pump from under the counter. In a few seconds, the ball was as good as new. Okay, all done. He said, that'll be $10, please. And he says, $10. I replied, but you said $5 is no. He looked up and said, sorry, inflation. That's hilarious. Sorry I read that fast. That sounded like a pretty good joke, but I'm just trying to get through any questions. Okay, so Scott says that was great. Okay, before I let you guys go, I'm going to show you probably my favorite part of Zapier, which is probably going to, what do you call it? It's probably going to take up a lot of your time. So don't do this until you have maybe an hour or so, right? But go to your dashboard and search your CRM, search what you can do, right? So let me see here. I use, I don't know, Google Drive. Right? Let me click Google Drive, see what's recommended for Google Drive. Look at all these different things I can do with Google Drive. Upload a new Google Drive videos to YouTube. That's kind of cool. Upload a new Google Drive video to YouTube. I like that. Copy Dropbox files to Google Drive. Create an RSS feed of new Google Drive files and folder. Copy new Google Drive folders. Right? Let me look at something else. This is probably my favorite, right? The one that you're probably going to never run out of stuff to do. Sheets. How many things can you do with Google Sheets? Save a new Google Sheet email matching certain traits to a Google spreadsheet. Collect new typeform responses. Generate rows in Google Sheets for new unbound submissions. Add a new ClickFunnels contract. Generate Google Calendar events from new Google Sheets rows. Add subscribers to MailChimp for new Google Sheets rows. Add a new Facebook lead ads lead to rows on Google Sheets. Add new labeled Gmails to rows in Google Sheets. Create Trello cards from new Google Sheets. I mean, the possibilities are endless with Zapier, especially if you find the right software to use, right? So I'm all about Google. I'm all about Google Drive, Google Forms, Google Sheets. Gmail is amazing, right? And there's so many different things you can do with Gmail regarding Zapier. So yeah, I mean, I insist that if you're going to use Zapier, play with it. Look at all these different things and see what you can do. I'm pretty sure you can find something on this list that's going to make your life easier on a daily basis.
So these are semi pre-formatted zaps, and then you just fill in the blanks.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And that's to talk between 2 platforms.
Yep. This is what they're saying. They're saying it's pre-built for these 2 platforms to conversate with each other. That's literally what this is saying. And then you can add to that too. Like this is 2. I can add more to it if I want to on top of that. Right? The sky's the limit, basically. I mean, okay, I say the sky's the limit. I think you can't do like a million zaps, right? You can't do a million steps on one zap. They might prevent you from doing that. But for the most part, within human possibilities, capabilities, I'm pretty sure you can handle any zap you want to put in there, and Zap will do it for you. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Any questions?
Larry, how do you decide what? I mean, it just seems that after a while, there's so many bullets. Which ones to pay for? Which ones to dispense with? So there's Zapier. There's like you have list sheets and all the rest of that. And I don't know what's sponsored by Van Dyke versus what's sponsored by Larry Lee, but just man, oh man, the silver bullet program. If I melted it all down, I could just retire on the brick of silver and not worry about the bullets.
So
yeah, I mean, do you follow where I'm going with all that? I mean, there's just
the way the way I learned, the way I know what when to use, I just go for it. I use it. I use as many trials as possible. I of course talk to other people, mastermind with people who are doing the same kind of thing, maybe a little bit higher level. We share, our knowledge and our information, like conversations like this, right? But I'm actually, I consider myself a super user. So I'll actually pay for stuff that I might not even want to use, but I pay for it to learn it so I can teach it, right? So using me as a resource, any question that you have about a certain program, whatever, if I don't know about it, I'll figure it out, or I'll ask someone or find someone who has. But yeah, that's basically how I decide is I actually try it out. I actually go out and use it. And I have several checkboxes I'm looking for whenever I'm using a program or a software. Can I use it myself? How expensive it is? Is there alternatives that are better? And is it teachable? Can I coach people on how to use this? Because to me, if it checks all three of those boxes, it's worth it for me, because I'm going to teach it in order to, of course, help other people, but of course, give me value because I'm the expert or authority or whatever you want to call it about that particular thing. And that way, you guys need me, right? I mean, like right now at this point, I'm hoping to be a Zapier expert for one of you guys, right? And if it does, then that makes me more valuable in your business than it was before I talked about this. So yeah, it depends on what I need or what I hear about. I'm always willing to experiment. I'm always willing to check things out because I want to be on the cutting edge. I want to learn, and have enough knowledge to at least talk about it. So I might not be like an expert on one thing, but I know a little bit of everything, right, in terms of marketing. And not to say that I am a jack of all trades, or I'm not, because of what I do, I spread myself thin, right? It's more like the fact that I'm doing that is what my expertise is. My expertise is to be the experimenter, is to be the space monkey or guinea pig. That's my expertise. That's what I'm offering to you guys. And that, I might not know everything, but that's kind of the point. The point is I'm going to know a little bit about everything so I can talk to you about it, right? But yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thanks.
Cool. Any other questions, guys? Anybody? Any comments? What about takeaways? Anyone have a takeaway they want to share? Something that you learned today that you might not have known before, or how you might implement what I just showed you? All righty.
Always,
What?
yeah, I got to bounce.
Go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said, as always, thank you. It's been just, yeah, over the top. I do have to, I got a blaze, but thank you very much.
No problem, Paul. Scott, yes, a great man to just do it. Yeah, go ahead, and you have me here. You can bounce your ideas off me. You can bounce your questions off me. If you're doing something that I haven't done before, I might be interested in learning about it. So you might actually motivate me to go along with you on the ride and whatever it is that you guys are doing. So please share any ideas of what you're trying to do. I want to hear about it, because obviously you guys are kind of representative of who I'm trying to help, other real estate agents. So if you have a pain point regarding some sort of technology, it might be a pain point that a lot of real estate agents are sharing. So please bring your problems to me. I would love to hear about it and help you solve it if I can. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys being on this call. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call, text me, email me, or whatever you like, or you can comment, share, whatever you want. And I appreciate you guys being here, and I'll see you guys next week. This is Larry, the Robot Maker, Robot General. I'm out. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. See you guys later.